Overcoming Social Anxiety, Real Stories and Expert Advice. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of people worldwide, social anxiety. Whether you're struggling with it yourself or know someone who is, this video is designed to offer hope, understanding, and practical strategies to overcome social anxiety. We're going to share real stories from individuals who have faced and conquered their social fears, as well as expert advice from a seasoned mental health professional. Make sure to watch until the end for a special interactive segment where we'll answer your questions and provide additional resources to support your journey. Let's get started by understanding what social anxiety is. Social anxiety disorder, also known as social phobia, is more than just shyness or occasional nervousness. It's a persistent and overwhelming fear of social situations where the individual fears being judged, embarrassed, or humiliated by others. This can make everyday activities like attending a party, speaking in public, or even just going to work or school extremely challenging. But remember, you're not alone, and with the right tools and support, you can manage and overcome social anxiety. Our first story comes from Emily, a young woman who struggled with social anxiety throughout her teenage years and early adulthood. Emily's anxiety was so intense that she would often skip school to avoid interactions with her peers. She recalls feeling paralyzed by fear at the thought of raising her hand in class or participating in group projects. "I felt like everyone was judging me," she says. "Even simple things like walking down the hallway felt like a nightmare." Emily's turning point came when she decided to seek help. She started seeing a therapist who specialized in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, a highly effective treatment for social anxiety. Through CBT, Emily learned to identify and challenge her negative thought patterns. She began to understand that her fears were often exaggerated and not based on reality. For instance, she realized that most people were too busy worrying about themselves to scrutinize her every move. Emily also practiced gradual exposure, slowly facing her fears in controlled, manageable steps. She started by making small talk with a cashier, then progressed to attending social gatherings with close friends. Over time, these small victories built her confidence and reduced her anxiety. Today, Emily is a public speaker who shares her journey with social anxiety to inspire others. She emphasizes the importance of self-compassion and patience. "It's a process," she says. "There will be setbacks, but every step forward is a step toward freedom." Next, we have Mark's story. Mark was an outgoing child, but after a traumatic experience in high school, he developed severe social anxiety. He became withdrawn and avoided social situations, fearing that others would judge him harshly. Mark's anxiety was so debilitating that he dropped out of college and isolated himself from friends and family. "I felt like a prisoner in my own mind," he says. Mark's recovery began when a friend encouraged him to join a local support group for people with social anxiety. In the group, Mark found a safe space to share his experiences and realized he wasn't alone in his struggles. He learned valuable coping strategies from others who had been in his shoes. One of the most impactful lessons for Mark was the importance of mindfulness and relaxation techniques. He started practicing deep breathing exercises and meditation, which helped him stay calm in anxiety-provoking situations. In addition to the support group, Mark sought professional help. His therapist introduced him to exposure therapy, a technique that involves facing feared situations gradually and systematically. Mark started with small challenges like making eye contact with strangers or asking for directions. As he became more comfortable, he took on bigger challenges, such as attending social events and speaking in front of groups. "Each step was terrifying," Mark admits, "but the more I faced my fears, the less power they had over me." Today, Mark is back in college and thriving. He's an active member of several clubs and enjoys meeting new people. "I still feel anxious sometimes," he says, "but I've learned that I can handle it. Social anxiety doesn't control my life anymore." Now let's hear from Dr. Lisa Thompson, a licensed psychologist with over 20 years of experience treating anxiety disorders. Dr. Thompson emphasizes that social anxiety is highly treatable, and there are many effective strategies to manage it. One of the first steps, she says, is to understand the nature of anxiety and how it affects the body and mind. Anxiety is a natural response to perceived threats, she explains. It's our body's way of preparing us to face danger. However, in the case of social anxiety, this response is triggered in situations that aren't actually threatening. Dr. Thompson recommends several evidence-based techniques to help manage social anxiety. First, cognitive restructuring can be very helpful. This involves identifying and challenging negative thoughts that contribute to anxiety. For example, if you believe that everyone is judging you harshly, you can examine the evidence for and against this belief. Often you'll find that these thoughts are based on assumptions rather than facts. Another effective technique is gradual exposure. This involves facing feared situations in a controlled and systematic way. Dr. Thompson suggests creating a hierarchy of feared situations, starting with those that provoke the least anxiety and gradually working up to more challenging ones. The key is to take it one step at a time, she says. Don't rush the process. Celebrate each success, no matter how small. In addition to cognitive and exposure-based techniques, Dr. Thompson emphasizes the importance of self-care. Regular exercise, adequate sleep, and a healthy diet can all help reduce anxiety levels. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and meditation can also be very effective. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded in the present moment, she explains. It allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. Dr. Thompson also highlights the importance of building a support network. Social anxiety can be very isolating, she says. Having supportive friends, family, or a support group can make a big difference. It's important to surround yourself with people who understand and can offer encouragement. Now let's move on to our interactive segment. We asked our viewers to submit their questions about social anxiety and we'll be addressing some of them here. One viewer asked, "What should I do if I experience a panic attack in a social situation?" Dr. Thompson suggests several strategies for managing panic attacks. First, remind yourself that a panic attack, while very uncomfortable, is not dangerous, she says. Focus on your breathing. Slow, deep breaths can help calm your body's fight-or-flight response. Ground yourself by focusing on your senses, what you can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. This can help bring you back to the present moment. Another viewer asked, "How can I build my confidence in social situations?" Dr. Thompson recommends starting with small, achievable goals. Set yourself up for success, she says. Start with situations that are slightly outside your comfort zone and gradually take on more challenging ones. Each success will build your confidence. Finally, a viewer asked, "Is medication necessary for treating social anxiety?" Dr. Thompson explains that while medication can be helpful for some people, it's not always necessary. Medication can be a useful tool, especially for those with severe anxiety, she says. However, many people find that therapy and self-help strategies are enough to manage their symptoms. It's important to work with a healthcare provider to determine the best treatment plan for you. Before we wrap up, we want to leave you with a few key takeaways. First, remember that social anxiety is common and treatable. You're not alone in your struggles, and there is help available. Second, be patient with yourself. Overcoming social anxiety is a process, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. Finally, seek support. Whether it's through therapy, support groups, or loved ones, having a support network can make a big difference. We hope this video has been helpful and inspiring. If you found it valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content on mental health and personal growth. And don't forget to leave your questions and experiences in the comments below. We love hearing from you, and we'll do our best to respond to as many comments as possible. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the strength to overcome social anxiety and live a fulfilling, confident life.